Hey y'all, hey! Welcome to But Also, the Real Talk podcast for real life moments. I'm your host, G Dazzle. Some of y'all know me as G Daz, but most of y'all just call me G, your girl, your friend, your sis who is here to keep it real with you. Now, if this is your first time joining, go on ahead and subscribe right now. Yes, I said it. Subscribe on YouTube at G plus Dazzle and follow the show on the socials at But Also _podcast. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast app, make sure you're locked in there too. We definitely appreciate it. I promise you, you'll thank me later. Now, to get back into it, this podcast is all about diving into life's little moments that don't always fit into a neat little box because life isn't always black and white. Here, we talk about the gray, the yes and moments where two things can be true at the same time, like TV is everywhere now. But also, back then, you had to be home. So listen, at any points during any of these episodes, you find yourself saying, dang, G, you was gonna read my life like that? Yes, I am. Because we are all living the same life, boo, and that's okay. So whether you're out here trying to figure it all out, or just trying to make it through today, I got y'all. So, let's talk about the highs, let's talk about the lows, and all the messy moments in between. All right, y'all, let's get into it. All right, so boom. Lately, Black sitcoms have been heavy on my spirit. I mean, super heavy. I don't know if it's because of Black History Month and the energy around it, the world still being ghetto and just thinking about simpler times, or me just really needing a little comfort. But I've been thinking about that era of TV that felt like a shared experience. You know, before the streaming, before the group chats, before all the spoilers and the social medias and all of those things. I'm even talking before DVR and TiVo, and I'm dating myself with this one, but before all of those things, all you had was if you missed an episode, then you missed it. Plain and simple. That's all that you had. Like, if you weren't at home when you needed to be at home, don't worry about it. You missed that episode. You should have been home on time to catch it. And the it that I'm talking about those good old Black culture sitcoms that used to just really have us going, had us glued to the TV. And for some reason, the shows that I think about were on the stations, honey. And what stations am I talking about? The WB and the UPN had us in a choke hold. You hear me? They had such a schedule because let's talk about it. There was no I'll catch it later at that time. Wasn't none of that. You better be home before them streetlights came on. So there was no pause, there was no rewind. And like most of the shows, most of the lineups, they usually took place like on a Thursday night, right? So Thursday night, you already knew where you were going to be at the crib, tuned in to the lineup, catching the latest and the greatest. Because how dare you miss an episode? And the thing about it was when that Thursday came around, honey, you planned your whole night around that Thursday lineup, okay? Because everybody was locked in at home watching the same shows at the same time as you. And you had to make sure that you were at home and that you watched it and that you caught it and you watched everything because that next day at school or work or wherever, that was the original group chat, okay? Wasn't no texting back then. It was all about the gossiping of the show and the highlights the next day because we gonna talk about it. Like, ooh, girl, did you see that one part? And bruh, I know you saw that one scene. Man, that line had me going, right? And the shows that I think about that have those one-liners, like till this day, I'm pretty sure there are various episodes and one-liners I could pick out of any of these shows I'm about to name out of context, and you would understand. And that shows like Living Single, hella one-liners. Martin basically defined the culture. The Wayans brothers, they got one-liners too, okay? And I even give it to the Parkers. Like, you didn't need context for nothing because if you knew, you knew. Because why? You watched it Thursday night. You didn't miss anything. And as I think about the simpler time of these shows and these Black sitcoms, man, one thing that just kept sticking out to me were them theme songs. You cannot tell me back then, like in the 90s, early thousands, Those theme song shows were everything, okay? They were whole bops. Put it on a CD. Let it be a single. I'm playing that mug nonstop. We gotta talk about it because they were full songs to the utmost with verses and hooks. Like everything was slapping with it. One of the things that I love about the theme show songs, not just only were they bops, but I also like the creativity because as the seasons changed and it was time to switch it up, honey, look, baby, they gonna hit you with a remix, okay? And two shows I could think of where the original song did what it needed to do, as well as the remix. The first one is the Jamie Foxx show. Now you cannot tell me Jamie Foxx was not in his R&B singer songwriting bag with that one because the original song, everything. That here I go, here I go, here I go. Tonight's the night. You should check out my flow. What time to get it started? You know what it is. Come on, Ricky now. If you want me to, here comes Jamie Foxx. Now, if you ain't listening to this and saying, here I come once again, like, you're not really listening. You're not really listening. And then that other one, when he gave you like the little slow remix, and I actually may have it in reverse now that I think about it. But y'all know the other song. Either way, it was the jam. And then the other show that had the original, and we still rock with the remix, Sister Sister. Yes, Tia and Tamara and them. That whole like sister, sister, I said sister. But then when they hit that record scratch and gave you a little funk, a little soul, a little diva tune, baby, that is when they decided to blow out their hair, straighten it with their favorite hot comb, little flat iron, and was out here with the flatties. Okay, the creators of the middle part bust down because we're not gonna act like Sister and Sister wasn't styling and profiling on the show, especially when they hit those high school years. I know we remember that episode when they decided to straighten their hair. One did it and the other one didn't and got a little jealous, and then her do was whacked. Yes, I said that. And they end up getting her together. But baby, honey, the slick down, look, the hairstyles, like literally, they were rocking everything you could see out of a 90s hairstyle book. And it looked good. And even from the outfits, like they did their big one. But when they hit that sister, what sister? I said sister. I got my own mind. I do my own thing in my own time. Now, once again, you my people, if you finish the rest of that song. And for my first time listeners, yes, I do this from time to time. Yes, I break out into a song. And yes, your girl always has a song on the spirits. So welcome in. If you not being my background singer or bouncing your shoulders with me, are we really cool? So, get used to it. But those theme songs, they didn't just start the show. Like they set the mood for the night, for real, for real. Because it's like, okay, I'm home. I heard my theme song coming on. Let me get settled in so I can go ahead and get ready. And even then, like commercials for those shows was nothing but bathroom breaks. Wasn't no fast forward, wasn't no ads. You can clip this, skip that, wasn't none of that. Basically, those commercials said making enough. Okay, make it enough. You wait until until it's time for us to come back. So make it enough. So do what you gotta do. Go get your snacks, your little sip of water, go tinks, whatever you gotta do. But we gonna be back when we get back. And you just better be there. So they basically just said make it enough, right? And as I think about some of the other shows, like Mama, see, this is where the rabbit hole goes. Because then after I think about those shows, then I started thinking about other shows, like good old fashioned Nickelodeon. And what? Yeah, we had all that, but where the culture was really popping was on Kenan and Kel. Like with that theme song with Coolio, what? And they had the Brat in the wait, was the Brat in there? I think the Brat was in there. But with Coolio and the Brat, and they was sitting on top of an old school with on hydraulics. Like if you wasn't hitting the bounce, like, I don't understand what was you not doing because you showed us how to bounce because I know I was bouncing. Heck, if you're watching, I bounced just now. And I rewatched some of Kenan and Kel in my adult life, and I don't know why I didn't realize it then. Well, yeah, I do. We were young. But I want to take a moment to give Kenan and Kel their flowers for how much they represented the culture during their show. That show, like I don't even know how they got away with the stuff on Nickelodeon because I'm like, this show is black as hell. Like there was so many like cultural puns, even the way that they dress and that they style themselves. Like literally, one of the dances that they did in the opening theme song was like, invisible ass smacking. Like literally, they was hitting the wow, the bounce bounce, smacking an invisible ass. Like what? For the culture, they did it. And I'm like, you know what, Kenan and Kel, y'all Negroes was onto something. And you know what? We don't give them enough flowers. So flowers off to you, gentlemen, because you represented those aspects of hip hop culture, whether it was from the music, from the style and dress, and even, the slang that we were using back then. So it's just like there was so many black culture coded references throughout their show. And the same for Sister Sister. I don't think we give Sister Sister enough credit either, especially for representation, one of black twins, but just like the high school journey, and college journey, and not leaning into the stereotype of like a struggling black student in a broken home. Like they were a blended family that made it work and had two successful parents who loved them and supported them and pushed them to do better. And they were pretty well off. Those weren't always stories that we got to see. And so thank you. Thank you, Tia and Tamara. And Tamara and Tia, both of y'all, one and two. Even shout out to their little brother, Smart Guy. What's the little smart guy? Taj Mari. Shout out to him because even with Smart Guy, doo doo, do 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 do, smart guy, do 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 do, smart guy, do 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 do. Okay. Yeah, this episode is going to be full of all types of jingles. So get ready. And hopefully you are singing them with me. But even with a smart guy, a black kid who is a prodigy, a genius, in high school, doing all these things, but still trying to navigate being a kid. And even with his brother Marcus, even Omar Gooden's character, I can't remember the brother's name at this point, but all of them. Wasn't there even an episode where they had Destiny's Child on there? Like the cameos that they had on the show, and once again, black culture displayed in a different way outside of the stereotypical norm. We don't give a smart guy in them enough. I saw on the Tiki Talkies, because that is my favorite point of reference, that I love it when creators are doing their version of a reboot. Like, what would that show be like today? Like with the next generation. And I saw a cool ass concept for the smart guy, but this time it was focused on Marcus being a single father. And, Taj character, the smart guy being some tech mobile genius out in Silicon Valley and some other stuff. Like the storyline was storylining. Like I'd be here for this pickup. Like we want to see what happens next because yes. Or as my other favorite phrase is, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Why not? Let's see it. So anytime I get to see any of those reimaginings, it always makes me smile because that just lets me know how much we miss it. Oh, how much we miss it. And when you watch it, like you don't necessarily always have to have context for it. It just was that feel good show that just, touched your spirit. And the way we all felt familiar about it, like all of those shows, and I'm pretty sure there's some that I'm missing, but even the ones that I'm named, they've all made their impact on us in some form or fashion. Like we all got a moment or two of something, some point of reference we could pull away from those. And once again, these were just shows in their prime where they were just straight up displaying elements of black culture effortlessly, especially during the time when the fight was hard just to be in those spaces in general. And we didn't even have to clock it back then. It just happened because it was natural, right? But something else, because this rabbit hole is going to continue. But also, the next thing that my mind started to wonder about and really be in that 90s, early thousands black sitcom bag, we cannot talk about those sitcoms at all without talking about the fashion. Okay? We cannot go without talking about the fashion because anytime that it was time to go out or dress to impress, baby, everybody was stepping out in their finest business casual. Okay? Finest business casual. Like there was going to be a cute little blazer or a little skirt or a tennis skirt or something or a high-waisted belt of some sort. Some type of polo collar short or on the flip side, it was something that was oversized. But honey, we wore our best business casual going out because why did everyone look like they had a meeting at 5 o'clock and a good time at 8? It was a very multifunctional fit because you go to the party and go to work the next morning. Like I said, the blazers, the button ups, the matching sets. Oh, a good 2-piece. My gosh, and dress shoes with no real job to report to, but was ready. Couldn't say we wasn't ready. Couldn't say we wasn't fresh. Couldn't say it. I ain't fresh. I ain't fresh. You couldn't say it? Like, where were y'all going after this scene? Because wherever it was, they were ready. Just know they're ready for whatever. And you were going to take them seriously in their professional garb, in their best business casual. And the Fits were also saying, I'm grown, but also I might still end up at the club, but also I might have an interview in the morning. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And I also think about how in certain sitcoms, how the friendship was relayed. Those real friend groups, you know, they were messy, opinionated, loyal, and nobody had it all together. But in the end, they all had each other. Whether it was like those roommate situation, coworkers, folks at somebody's apartment, it felt lived in. It wasn't polished, not aspirational, just relatable. And shows that made me think about that. Of course, I gotta go back to Living Single because to me, and this may be unpopular opinion, I don't think it is, but it may be unpopular opinion that Living Single was basically the real Friends. Like I always felt like Friends borrowed that concept. They just, you know, they colonized it. But yes, you had 3 single women living young and carefree in New York. One was an entrepreneur who did her big one. Another one was a lawyer at that, and a badass lawyer. We have a little fashionista in the group and even a creative. So literally you cannot tell me that each and every one of us didn't see a part of ourselves in each and one of those characters. And even with the men, another, once again, a financier, accountant, I think that was Kyle's accountant, and also another entrepreneur who was, you know, a self-made man who was demonstrating you could get it out the mud anywhere. Okay, it doesn't. You didn't even have to have the formal education, but being self-made was still something to be celebrated. And literally, those were the cousins. Those were family. Like who didn't want to have an apartment and live on their own? And when Christmas time comes around, if you're not hitting that Khadijah James original sleigh bells ring, are they listening? You know, at Christmas time, like what? So many moments. And oh, I have definitely been hit up as a Sinclair reference from time to time, especially with a woo woo woo, because I'm gonna hit you with a woo 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 from time to time. I'm gonna give you that happy go lucky, and I'm okay with that. I can be Sinclair, Sinclair can be me, and that's okay. And that is okay. And then how can we go and not even talk about Martin? Like what? Come on, between Brother Man from the Fifth Flow, what in every single character that Martin did. We even got Hustle Man. We got the Kung Fu dude. Like we even got even the cameos between Reverend Lonnie Love. Like what? My mama bye to my mama bird. Like all of these things. What there's too many references that Martin has given to the culture on his show alone. Like every part of it. And even then when we think about the characters and the nature of them, from the ladies, we got Gina, who was a top marketing executive, as well as Pam, both of them professional corporate women. Then we even got Shanae's ghetto ass across the hall, but she was an entrepreneur as well. So don't even sleep on Nene because she was in her entrepreneurial bag. Okay. Then we got Martin, who is a top DJ in Detroit, charting his own path, later getting his TV show. So, you know, he's got the followers. And, you know, we even got the spring off of the Barney Hill show, Shaboing Boing. Did you miss me? Okay. Like there's so many moments. Like Martin. Another one who deserves flowers. Like that show, like it's literally a feel good show that you could put on and watch it over and over and over again. Like it never gets old. Like it's your first time seeing it and you still gonna bust out them laughs and kikis. I know I do. I know I do. And there's so many other shows that I think about that were in that 90s, early thousands bag, right? Those are just some of the ones I just started going down my own rabbit hole on because man, it was just a time. And I don't know where it came from. Like I said, the reason why, maybe the reason why those shows hit so hard, especially now, because everything today is loud. It's overstimulating. And like reality TV or even like the doom scrolling of things. It's just like so much. Well, shit, it's overstimulating to be honest. And those shows, they're just feel good, just light watching shows that make you smile, make you feel good, and don't pressurize the world because it's still ghetto. And it was just a simpler time back then. And it's just like, man, back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days, man, I wish I was a kid again sometimes. But back then, we laughed together. We laughed together at the same time about the same jokes. And it was a shared joy just across the culture. And that is beautiful. Those are some of the essence points. Those are some of the essence points of Black culture, the things that we share and the things that bring us joy. Part of what stands as Black joy. And it's those feel good moments that you feel in your soul. You feel good. It's like we all live in the same life. We all gave us that same moment of just joy, right? And honestly, when the world is so heavy and still as ghetto as it is, this is my way of choosing to bring a little bit more joy on purpose, taking us back. Because, man, when I think about that WB and UPN lineup, I still can't even forget to name shows like, Half and Half and One on One, Flex, what? Kyla Pratt, who is ageless, by the way, and Arnez, what? Like, watching that show over and over again, that's another good one. And we even think about shows like Malcolm and Eddie. I'm even go back with Homeboys in Outer Space. Only a select few will know about Homeboys in Outer Space. But you just think about those feel good shows. It was just a time to be alive, and just so many things. I even remember a show Out All Night that was Patti LaBelle, Morris Chestnut, and I think Dwayne Martin. Like, they made it had a season, and oh my gosh, I can't even knock off the list without mentioning Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Now, that was another one that I recently watched as an adult and rewatched it, because there's just certain shows where I thought about the seasons, but I couldn't remember their origin. So I like to go back in time and check them out. And Mr. Mark Curry, boy, you ain't got no sense. And when you pop out on the scene, we love to see you. Come on back home, Mark. Come on back home, because Hanging with Mr. Cooper, oh my gosh. Once you got past season 1, them other seasons after that definitely had me kikiing. And there were just so many great shows. So many. So, as you can tell, I can go on and on and on. And honestly, the longer I sit here, more shows come. But y'all done heard what's on my mind, what took me back to those WB, UPN days, even Nickelodeon days. But what I want to hear from you. I want to know, what show had you planning your whole night? What theme song are you never ever skipping? Like, if you hear it today, you're going to finish it. You're going to sing along with it. I just need to know. And let's get into it. Were you team WB or were you team UPN? Or were you both? Choose wisely, because I was a mixture of both. But I want to know. Go ahead, drop them shows in the comments. Let's laugh and smile together. And maybe even give us some Netflix suggestions of what we can binge watch on for the rest of this Black History Month. Let's stay grounded together. So drop them shows in the comments below. And once again, if this episode took you back, and make sure you subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube at G Plus Dazzle, and then listening wherever you get your podcasts, and following us on the socials at @ButAlso_podcast, so we can keep on kikiing together. Don't you like these laughs, these giggles? Let's reminisce. Reminisce on the... Okay, I'll stop. All right, I won't give y'all no more songs for the day. All right, y'all. Until next time, keep on laughing, keep finding joy where you can, and keep embracing all of the moments. The good, the bad, the messy, and everything in between. All right, y'all. I'll holla.